Hello, everyone. I'm Lívia Campos de Menezes, the Wild and Scenic Film Festival Director. The Wild and Scenic is a production of Circle, the South Yuba River Citizens League, whose mission is to unite the community to protect and restore the Yuba River watershed. Circle works on the ancestral and traditional homelands of the Nisenan tribe and includes shared boundaries with the Mountain Maidu, Kenkou, and Washoe peoples. We are grateful for opportunities to partner with the tribes to create a shared vision and rebalance our relationship to this place. As you all know, this is a very special year for us. It's our 20th anniversary, and we had plans to be gathering in person, but this was not possible once again. Anyway, I'm so incredibly thankful to everyone who joined us this year. Thanks to all the filmmakers who trusted their films to our fest. Thanks to our staff and volunteers. Thanks to our board of directors who supported us in various ways. And a big thank you to our donors and sponsors. In particular, our title sponsor, Peak Design, and our national partners, Earth Justice, Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, AJGMI's Tangled Bank Studios, Mir, and our California partner, Hip Camp. I also want to thank our film committee for screening hundreds of submissions and helping us narrow the program we are so proud to have offered in 2022. I am sure you are all excited to know the 2022 award-winning films, and there was no better person to guide us tonight than this year's head juror, Melinda Booth. Serving as Circle's executive director since 2017, after having served as director of the Wild and Scenic Film Festival since 2011, her experience in environmental conservation and advocacy, combined with her work in film programming, make her role as head juror a natural fit. Thanks, Melinda.
Oh, thanks, Lívia. Thanks, everybody, for being with us tonight. Wish we were in person, but this is the next best thing. I'd like to give a big shout out and really a huge thanks to the Wild and Scenic team who made this event happen. You all just heard from Lívia, our festival director. She deserves a huge round of applause. But I also want to call attention to many other folks who made this event possible, without whom it wouldn't have happened. Especially Eric Dunn, who's our festival producer. Eric, couldn't have done it without you, that's for sure. Maria Elting, our festival coordinator. Risa Huck, who is our on-tour sales manager. Many of you know that our Wild and Scenic Film Festival goes on tour. It hits the road after this event in January, and she is the force behind making that happen. Lucy Logston is our on-tour event manager. Daniel Belshi is our volunteer coordinator, who had a big pivot, just like everybody else here at the end, when we thought we could have an in-person fest, and turns out, nope, going back to virtual. But he handled it with grace as always. And that's just to name a few of the incredible staff who make this happen. So thanks to you all. To kick off this award ceremony, I'd also like to thank our youth jury. Each year, a group of kids ages about 5 to 14, they gather together to choose 2 stellar kid films. And their deliberation is facilitated by none other than Janet Cohen, who I want to give a big thanks to for her many years of service in this role, but she's also the co-founder of the Wild and Scenic Film Festival, which started back in 2003. The festival was co-founded, like I said, by Janet Cohen, but also by Kathy Dotson. And this year, representing our kids jury is a returning juror, Scarlett Dotson, who is Kathy's daughter. She comes by her ability to have this role, honestly. Scarlett is 11 years old. She is in the 5th grade at Grass Valley Charter School. And Scarlett, please take it away.
Hello, my name is Scarlett, as you know, and I'm going to be saying the winner of the family-friendly films and the runner-up. I will start with the runner-up. And the runner-up winner is The Last Day of Summer. I really did enjoy this film and glad it got runner-up.
Thank you,
Now-
Scarlett. And I think we actually have the filmmakers in attendance. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Yeah, so let's unmute Christina for a second. And if you'd care to say a few words, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much for having us in your festival. I feel so privileged to be among all the films that I've enjoyed watching them all week, and it's such a privilege. And yeah, I hope to someday be able to attend your festival in person. But for now, I enjoyed all the films. Just want to thank everyone who helped me make this film, and it just keeps on going. And we shot it, and it's been so nice to just share with everyone. Also, the writers here, the star of the movie, who definitely brought so much life to our film, and she wrote the entire film and was just amazing to work with. So if Julia wants to say some things.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm the writer of the film.
And then just dove in.
Hi, sorry. Yeah, I had such a great time filming and working on this project, and I'm so glad that people still enjoy it and that it's like still going around. I've had so much fun, and yeah, thank you guys so much for this. It's really cool.
Thank you both so much for sharing your work with our audience.
Welcome.
Well, thank you to them. And now I will be saying the winner. And the winner is the Magical Forest. I am not surprised this one won because of its creativity. It was very creative.
Hello, I'm Dave. I'm the animator and director.
Hello, I'm Calliope, and I am the narrator and all the voices.
And I'm Maddie, and I made the cauliflower.
She made really good cauliflower. She also made Callie, which is impressive. We made The Magical Forest and The Things. We're visiting you from Ashfield, Massachusetts, which was the real Magical Forest. And we're not filmmakers. This is our first movie we've ever made. We decided to make a short film because there was this pandemic that you may have heard of.
Yeah, everyone heard of it, Dave.
Yeah, and and
You have to say
we had
that.
to. It's true. They probably have heard of it, and we needed to come up with something to do with our time, and this is what we did. And we just wanted to say thank you so much for including us in your wonderful festival, and we're very glad that you liked our movie. And we hope that in the future we get to anyway, we hope that we get to see you again with a future project. Enjoy.
Yay!
And I think that we have Dave here.
Hello. Yeah, we recorded something because Callie couldn't be with us tonight, and we wanted to accept the award as a family. But so we made that for you. that was Callie, who was 6 when we recorded the voiceover for the movie. And but I wanted to be here anyway to meet all of you. We're really honored to be part of this, and we're kind of new to this whole thing. This is the only movie we've ever made, and we didn't even know anything about film festivals or anything when we did it. We just kind of, I don't know, we got it, we typed it into some website, and then we were in like 17 film festivals, and it got a lot more attention than we expected, and we just really we had a lot of fun doing it. We want to make another one, and it's just really encouraging when someone gives us credit like this. It was funny, Callie didn't understand what a film festival was either. And it was really hard explaining to her during a pandemic when everything is on a screen, she was like, how is this different from anything else in the world that is just coming to me on my computer? And so it's nice when we win something and then she's just like, oh, so people liked this? People outside of the 3 people in this house have actually seen it. So it's really encouraging, and just thanks for reaching out to us and including us. And it's an honor.
Well, thank you so much. We're glad you were with us tonight and appreciate the family acceptance. Congrats to all the filmmakers. And Scarlett, thank you so much for representing the youth jury and participating once again and being here tonight. Next, I have the pleasure of introducing Jess Swagonsky. Many of you may know that name around Wild and Scenic. Jess was this year's festival programmer. She's our former festival director, and she's worked with Wild and Scenic for about 7 years. I've had the pleasure of working alongside her for that amount of time as well. She's a fabulous individual, and we're glad that she's here to join us tonight to be presenting the Student Filmmaker Award. Jess.
Yeah, thanks, Melinda. An awesome job, Scarlett, and congrats to our Kid Film Award winners. I'm super excited to get to present the Student Filmmaker Award this evening, as Melinda mentioned. So amidst several standout student films this year, one in particular really stood out to me and to our program committee, not only for the incredible cinematography and really amazing filmmaking, but also for a really unique and hopeful and even sort of surprising story. The film that captured this year's Student Filmmaker Award shares the tale of a pretty unlikely ecological superhero, ponds. So the film starts off with a staggering statistic that blew my mind, which is that over the last century, 90% of the wetlands in England have completely vanished, but one by one, lost ponds are being brought back to life. And against the backdrop of the charming pastoral views of Eastern England, we get to watch as 2 passionate conservationists work to revive these once thriving wetlands. And very rarely in a film do we get to have the opportunity of seeing positive impacts of restoration essentially happening before our eyes, which we get to see in this film. And we get to see how restoration can be done on a small scale and yet make a huge impact in preserving biodiversity. So some of you might have seen the film, some of you might not have seen it yet, but I'm so thrilled to present this year's Student Filmmaker Award to Amanda Sosnowski for her film Ghost Ponds. Amanda is a first-time filmmaker, which is incredible. If you haven't seen the film yet, go see it. She's a student at the University of the West of England, and I believe she's here tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to her to accept her award and say a few words.
Thank you so much. Good evening to everyone. I'm immensely honored, and it's just really incredible to have other people appreciate ponds as much as I did. I really fell in love with ponds making the film itself, and then of course the contributors in the film, Carl and Jack and Andrew, the farmer, all really touched my heart. And I think what's really special in pandemic times is just to be able to kind of uplift. And this particular conservation story, it really, Jess, you said it so nicely, it is unfolding before your eyes, and it is an impact that can make a huge difference. And so I had just such fun making the film, and it's really inspired and invigorated me to get out there and make some more films and learn some really cool stories. So thank you guys so much. It means the world. And the rest of my team's over in England. I'm in the States right now. And so I've let them know the great news, and they're ecstatic about it. So thank you so much. And I'm really, really excited about this, and more films to come for sure.
Well, congratulations. Thank you. Our next award is the John DeGraff Environmental Filmmaking Award. Wild and Scenic created this named award to honor a legend in the activism filmmaking industry with an award in their name. John has made an important and massive contribution to the industry, not only as a filmmaker, but as one of the founders of the Hazel Wolf Environmental Film Festival, which was a huge inspiration behind the beginnings of Wild and Scenic. And we really wanted to honor that. This award seeks to recognize filmmakers who have dedicated much of their body of work to inspiring activism through film. Our festival programmer and previous fest director, who you heard from just a moment ago, Jess Swagonsky, did the selection of this award. But we are going to have it presented by Mr. John DeGraff himself, who is here today. John, let me turn it over to you.
Hello, it's great to be here. Thank you, Melinda. My only wish is that I could be here in person, that we could all be here in person, because I love this festival. I love the South Yuba River Citizens League, and I love Nevada City. I love it so much that I came there anyway last week and visited, even though the festival had been changed to virtual. I've been honored for 15 years by the naming of this award for me, so that's pretty exciting. And I still consider it the greatest honor I've been given in my 45 years of filmmaking. So thank you for that. Thank you to Circle, and thank you for allowing me to present it to each year's winners. This year, envelope please, the winners are Jim Beckett and Camilla Denton Beckett for the beautiful, enlightening film, The Seeds of Vandana Shiva. I've been aware of Vandana Shiva's work for 3 decades, and I've had the honor of meeting her at several conferences personally. Her work has called attention to the need to preserve the world's seed biodiversity and the work of small farmers in doing that, a subject that has been dear to my own heart since I made a film called Genetic Time Bomb back in 1993 about this subject. But this film really brings her full legacy to light and its remarkable story. It's a great film, but this is not an award for a single film only, but for a body of work in environmental filmmaking. And here, Circle could not have found a better example than the Becketts, who have made many powerful films about our environment, beginning in 1995. They've made these films, a few of which I've seen personally, all over the world. Camilla Denton Beckett has also been an anti-apartheid activist in her home country of South Africa. And Jim Beckett worked in development economics, international human rights, and refugee support for many years before becoming a filmmaker. His bio also says that he was a ski racer, so that's great. Anyway, I am honored to present this award to Camilla Denton Beckett and Jim Beckett for the film Seeds of Vandana Shiva and their other films. So they're here with us, I understand. Congratulations to you, and take it away, Jim and Camilla.
John, what can I say? That was a beautiful thing. There's nothing more to add to it. Thank you very much for that. And hey, you're a filmmaker, you know, forever. I have white hair. You don't exactly aren't covered with white hair. Anyway, I looked on my Outlook today and it said at 6 o'clock, wild party. And I have never been invited to a wild party before. So this was really pretty exciting. Anyway, my partner, Camilla, my film partner, she is in Australia. And at the moment, things didn't coincide. So I am happily accepting this award for her. And nothing, you honored us as environmental filmmakers, that's something. But Vandana Shiva, whom you know well, John, and have been following her, I mean, there's no better example of an activist on environmental and biodiverse issues. And I'd love to thank the organizers. I mean, John and I have been filmmaking for a long time, and some have kept our hair. You know, this is a relationship between filmmakers and festivals. And we know festivals take a great deal of work, and it all comes together beautifully, and we talk. And so big thanks to the team who put this together, despite the will we or won't we get together live. So anyway, this award really makes a difference, and I just thank you so much.
We're so glad you're here with us tonight to accept this award. I now have the pleasure of recognizing our larger awards jury. The Wild and Scenic team works to select around 30 films each year out of approximately 120 that we accept into the fest to be screened by our jury, and those films are eligible for awards. So including myself, there are 7 jurors. Our jurors come together in a live and lively deliberation to select the winners. So many thanks to the dozens of hours that each juror spent dedicated to this process. Everybody took it incredibly seriously. And it was such insightful conversations during the deliberation. You would have loved to have been a fly on the wall. But additionally, I want to give some special thanks to Chuck Jaffe, who is the former Wild and Scenic head juror for many years prior to me taking on this role. And he facilitated our jury deliberation. We're not always an easy group to corral, and he did an excellent job. So big thanks to Chuck. I'll introduce our jury now. And if you want to give a little wave, feel free. They will be presenting these awards, so you'll get a chance to hear directly from them shortly as well. So our jury this year is Yasha Aginsky. He's a Nevada City local and documentary filmmaker and teacher. His films have won awards in many festivals, including Cine International, American Film Festival, National Education Media Network, Silver Images, and the Jean Roush International Film Festival. Chris Jordan Block, who's unable to be here with us tonight, unfortunately, but Chris is a multimedia producer, photographer, and filmmaker for Earth Justice. In fact, several of his films have played at Wild and Scenic over the years. We're also joined by Mike Lebecki, the National Geographic Explorer, National Geographic Adventurer of the Year, who has completed more than 85 major expeditions all over the planet. Mike's a producer, a director, a videographer, photographer, humanitarian, and conservationist, just to name a few things. Carrie Richet is with us. She's the film festival director at the Roxy Theater in Missoula, Montana, and she's the former director of the Jackson Hole Wildlife Film Festival. Jim Sano, he's the World Wildlife Fund's Vice President for Conservation Travel, formerly was president of Geographic Expedition, and has been a park ranger at Yosemite National Park. Jim also led the first American Everest expedition on the West Ridge. And Katie Schuler. Katie's a conservation filmmaker, National Geographic storyteller, and head of production at Coral and Oak Studios. I have the pleasure of kicking off the announcements of the remainder of our awards that were selected by our esteemed jury. And I am going to start with our honorable mentions. Our first honorable mention goes to Tigra Gente, directed by Elizabeth Unger. And Elizabeth, you're here with us tonight. I understand. We'd love to hear from you.
Hi, Wild and Scenic. Thanks so much for having me. I feel so really just touched to win this award. It means a lot to our team. So thank you to all the jurors and Wild and Scenic Festival. The film took 6 years to make. I thought it was going to take 6 months. I woke up from a dream in grad school at NYU thinking that I wanted to do a wildlife trafficking film in Bolivia about jaguars. And I honestly thought it was going to take me 6 months to kind of just pop something off, something short. And 6 years later, it kind of feels like a PhD dissertation that's finally finished. So we're so happy to be done with the film editing process. And now we're going through the festival circuit, and it's all very exciting. So the entire team, the editors, everyone that worked on it, the film crew, really just thanks you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you so much for this award. We really appreciate it.
Congratulations. Thanks for sharing a little bit about your film. Incredible. Our second honorable mention tonight goes to End of the Line, The Women of Standing Rock, directed by Shannon Kring. Unfortunately, Shannon was unable to join us and was unable to get us a acceptance video to share with you tonight, but I'm sure she would have lovely things to say were she here. But if you haven't checked out her film, highly recommend it. Definitely one not to miss. Congratulations, Shannon and team. Our third honorable mention goes to El Mago George, directed by Caitlin Egley. And we were unable to convince Caitlin to be able to be here in person, but she did send us an acceptance tape, so we'll cue that up for you. Congratulations, Caitlin.
Hi everyone, I'm Kati from Hungary, a director of El Mago George. Here you can see him with his bird. And we just wanted to say thank you for everybody from the festival, from the jury, and I am very happy for this award. And I'm sorry to not be able to participate in the award ceremony, but it will be very late here. So enjoy the rest of the online party.
Congratulations. Our jury this year decided that we had to have a fourth honorable mention. It was a contentious discussion, and we just couldn't make the decision and wanted to honor just one more film, and so we did. So we've added a fourth honorable mention to our lineup tonight that we're so proud to share with you all. And tonight we are happy to recognize First We Eat by Suzanne Crocker. And Suzanne, I believe that you're here with us. We'd love to hear from you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for allowing a fourth honorable mention. I'm very honored to be the recipient. I'm speaking to you from my home up here in the north, in the Yukon in northern Canada, where First We Eat takes place. And yeah, I just feel so grateful to be part of Wild and Scenic. So thank you to the team for an amazing festival. And I'm so honored to have the previous film, All the Time in the World, honored at Wild and Scenic, and now First We Eat honored as well. So it's like a double honor. So thank you so much. And of course, a huge thank you to my family, who puts up with having cameras in their living space for over a year with each film, and are very patient with their mother and her ideas. And also in First We Eat, I want to say a huge thank you to my community, to Dawson City in the Yukon, the traditional territory of the Trondic-Wichin. I really learned during the making of this film and during this project, like it really takes a community to feed a family, and our communities are so important. I know Wild and Scenic is brought together by community, the team, the sponsors, the jury, the audience. And yeah, I think my take-home message from the experience of First We Eat is just that we should all be incredibly grateful for the communities that we live in and all the amazing people that we live with. So here's to communities, and thank you, Wild and Scenic.
Suzanne, we can't wait to see what comes from you next and what adventures you take your family on in your next film. I now have the pleasure of turning it over to Katie to announce our jury award.
Thank you, Melinda. Such a wonderful evening. The filmmaker in this story has made an incalculable contribution to natural history films over his 30 years, working especially hard to inspire people to care about the smallest animals on the planet. And this spectacular piece is no exception. Combining groundbreaking technology, never before seen behavior, and a charming narrative, this film had our judges buzzing. And that's why the jury award goes to My Garden of 1,000 Bees, directed by David Allen and filmed and narrated by Martin Dorn. And I think we have a little message for you from Martin.
Wow, thank you so much. I started this film just as lockdown took hold, but had no idea what would happen. And although I thought I knew the bees reasonably well, they surprised me almost every day. I'm very gratified that the jury could see what I saw. But I can't claim all the responsibility. I want to thank the team at Passion Pictures, in particular Dave Allen, who saw a germ of something right at the start, Steve White, who threaded the story from hundreds of hours of material, Gabby Bastira, who encouraged me all the way, Chris Gent, who wrestled the material into digestible form, while John Walters showed me things I didn't think were possible. I'd also like to mention the encouragement and support from Fred Kaufman at Nature, as well as Dave Alisco and Sean Carroll at HHMI Tangled Bank Studios, without whom this film would never have been completed. Many thanks to the jury and to the festival for hosting my garden of 1,000 bees.
And Jim will get you unmuted here and you'll be up next.
Thank you, Melinda. And I'm delighted to present the second jury award, which goes to Ants and the Grasshopper, co-directed by Raj Patel and Zach Piper. This film profiles Anita Chataya, a Malawian activist who shares how climate change has decimated the crop yields in her village. It also provides insight into a special trip she made to the US to meet fellow farmers and her attempts to meet Congress to influence US climate change policy. Congratulations, Raj and Zach, and I believe we have a short clip from them.
Hello, my name's Raj Patel, and I am a co-director of The Ants and the Grasshopper.
And I am Zach Piper, also co-director of The Ants and the Grasshopper.
And we just wanted to thank you so much, thank the jury, and thank you all at the Wild and Scenic Film Festival. Obviously, we would love to be with you in Nevada City right now. Unfortunately, the plague is happening, but we're so honored by this award, and we'd love to accept it on behalf of Anita Chataya, of Esther Lupapia, and all the activists behind Soils, Food, and Healthy Communities. Over to you, Zach.
Yes, thank you very much. We do appreciate the honor and distinction very much. It's our first jury award, and we're very proud. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Carrie Richet, and I'm going to present the Best Short Award. I'm just going to announce it and then read a little thing that I wrote about our thoughts. So congratulations to Loon, directed by Jason Whalen and Chris Zucker. The jury appreciated this refreshing, succinct, and well-crafted character profile that models a way for individuals to act as stewards of the land that we don't see very often. I appreciate Loon's own act in ensuring that wildlands stay wild. And we felt that this filmmaker demonstrated exquisite mastery of the art of short film. So Jason, please let us know your thoughts.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jason Whalen. I run a small production company out of Grand Rapids, Michigan with my business partner, Chris Zucker, who is also the director of photography and editor on Loon. So I'm happy to accept this award on behalf of both of us. We can't express how appreciative we are for this award and the recognition for our work. It's really humbling to be showcased alongside all the amazing films in the festival, and we're really proud to represent the Midwest in a story of our Northwoods wilderness on this stage. We want to thank the festival organizers for bringing this festival to us under such difficult circumstances. It's really important for us to have these types of experiences to push work forward, and you're able to give us the next best thing to an in-person festival. So we're really appreciative of that. We also want to thank the Nature Conservancy for all that they do and for giving us the opportunity to work with and get to know Loon. He was an amazing character and subject for our film. He's also become a great friend, and we get to keep in touch with him. And he's also been a great advocate for this film, has been alongside us for a couple of festivals now, and he's here tonight. So I'd like to give him a chance to say a few words. His name's Michael Freed, if someone can unmute him as well. But thank you, everybody.
Michael, can you raise your hand?
Pick the wrong Michael. You need
Yes.
Michael Freed. Sorry.
Yeah, because I don't have the Michael Freed one. So if you can raise your hand. your virtual hand.
Are you under another name? How about Michael Johnson?
I'm here,
Well,
but
Jason, oh, go ahead.
I'm here, but I'm not anything to do with that one.
You're not the Michael that we're seeking. Got it. Well, Jason, I'm not sure that name is not showing up in our list of participants. So he might have had to hop off. I think that name was earlier on the list, but looks like not with us at this point in time. But if he hops back on, we'll invite him to say a few words. Well, since he's not with us at this moment in time, let's go ahead and move this along. And I believe, Mike, you are up next.
Hey, everyone. It's nice to be here. And I do want to say what a pleasure it was to watch all of these films. And it's an honor we have let's pull up a couple notes here to announce. It's an honor to announce the most inspiring adventure film. And there's a lot of different reasons. I know I don't have a lot of time, but I was enchanted by this film. And this is The Arctic, Our Last Great Wilderness, directed by Florian Schultz and Miles Connolly. They are here tonight. I'm just going to say a couple things and they can jump on and speak, but we loved the inspiration, the discipline, the art, the hard work, the time, the energy, the patience out there, the perseverance out there, and the incredible and enchanting cinematography. It was just lovely. You were sharing the magic and power and beauty of our Mother Earth and the Arctic, of all places, which I just absolutely love and have spent so much time up there. You created Emotion, a film that inspires us to protect and take care of our planet, and how important that is more than ever right now. It was also incredible to experience this adventure through your vision. Thank you for making this film. It was incredible. My daughter's already watched it 2 times now and is sharing it with her friends. Anyway, it is so important that you made this film. Thank you. Cheers to your amazing teamwork, the both of you and all of the people behind the scenes that made this possible. And just congrats and cheers. So I think Florian and Miles are here.
Miles, you want to get started?
Thanks, everybody. And thanks, Florian, my co-director and great partner on this film. A huge thanks to the Wild and Scenic Film Festival and Circle for recognizing our project. This is a real honor for us. It's so exciting that I'm actually up at 2:43 in the morning in Bristol, England to be here. We're really proud of the film, but we didn't do this alone. And like any project, there's a million people we'd like to thank, but really I'm going to call out our key production partners. Big thanks to Walter Kohler and Wolfgang Knopfler at Terra Mater Factual. They were essential production partners and put me and Florian together really at the beginning. Also to Rue Mahoney and James Fulcher at Project Impact, who got the word out and sparked a letter writing campaign that resulted in millions of letters that stalled some of President Trump's actions in the refuge. And last but not least is just the festival is motivated around action and engagement. And even though the film is done, the fight to protect the Arctic is far from over. So everybody who's watching, please raise your voice and help us by visiting protectthearctic.org. Let's see what we can do up there. Thank you. And back to Florian, please.
Yes, so much work to do. We want to also thank Tom Campion and Helen Chulo from the Campion Foundation, my brother who was at my side filming for over 6 years in the region, and also for the understanding of my wife to let me escape into the wilderness for months at a time. I think to get an award with this festival is specifically important for me because of your tagline. it's about inspiring activism, and that's really what the Arctic Refuge needs. We're joining the fight of the Gwich'in people, of the Inupiat people, the native people of Arctic Alaska, and is a fight for their ancestral lands. It's whether we can keep a piece of wilderness that is true wilderness, that lets us kind of wander back in a long gone time where we still see hundreds of thousands of caribou move across an untouched landscape, and preventing from that place being turned into an oil field. So I want to thank you for that acknowledgement, for the wonderful words from you, Mike. Yeah, there's a lot of work still to do, but that land is public land. It's the ancestral land, like I mentioned. And so for us, it was really important to take people into this wilderness. And that's why we spend so much time trying to capture these ecological processes that are still in working actually, and massive migrations like the caribou, because I often think about the Great Plains, where you used to have millions of bison roaming those plains. And now the Arctic tundra in those areas are the last of those wild places. And I hope that future generations can still see it. I know it's more oriented, this film, towards families, and to hear that your girls, Mike, really loved it is great news for us, because we really want to speak to the children as well with this film. So thank you, everybody. We are honored to be in the circle of filmmakers. And also want to thank Cosmic for bringing it also to the big screen. So if you ever have the chance to see it on an IMAX screen, multi-story tall, it really is an immersive experience at that time.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations. And we're going to go backwards in time just a moment, because we've been joined by Michael. We missed him for a second, but Michael, aka Loon, is back with us, and we'd love to hear from you if you care to share any words with us. Congratulations. And thank you for your incredible work and contribution to conservation.
Well, I'm not sure that you can hear me. This is my first Zoom meeting ever. I'm 80 years old, so my daughter has to help me figure this stuff out. But I want to give thanks to everybody at the festival and the sponsors for supporting this visual understanding of our universe. If younger people don't find out what is out there and what they're losing minute by minute. So I had to make my contribution. It was a one time and one life. And I'm very thrilled that Jason and Chris taught me everything I know about videography. And I wish I had scripted it a little bit better, but there was no script. So all I had was my whistle and my loon call. But I hope young people respond to the film and the next generation of Chris. And it was wonderful to have Creative Fauna, which is both Chris and Jason, and one operates the Whirlybird and one operates the storyline and the cameras, huge cameras. They put it up next to my face and scared me and said, "This won't hurt." So I was thrilled to meet young people who have this level of passion and commitment. And I want to give thanks to them, the people of Minnesota who sent me out, and to the loons that inspired me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Carrie.
Hello again. Can you see me? Yeah. Okay. So the next award is going to be the Spirit of Activism Award. And I just wanted to share, I run the International Wildlife Film Festival, and it was such a complete pleasure for me to watch all of these films that were so empowering and exciting. And I just really enjoyed the entire experience and the graceful team here at Wild and Scenic. So well done, everyone. Along the same lines, the Spirit of Activism Award is going to The Seeds of Vandana Shiva, and that's directed by Camilla Beckett and James Beckett, and I believe Jim is here already. And I have more hair than him, so we'll see how that plays out.
Come on, Carrie, I've got some still. But anyway, this is amazing. I think I've had to speak twice. My goodness. So, well, I think this award is very appropriate, not for us so much, but for the subject, Vandana Shiva, who is an absolute role model for activism. And she's been at it. She's just about to be 70. She's been at it her whole life. And she has really had an impact with her activism. And I trust that our film showed that. And I just hope that young people, young women watching this, you know, that there is definitely a role to play. And we've mentioned various, you can be anything from a lawyer to a demonstrator. So thank you so much for this. This was a surprise, actually. I thought, hey, oh no, but I think that's an appropriate award for the appropriate subject, Vandana Shiva. Thank you so much.
Next up, we have the Best in Theme Award. This is a documentary about young people who are brave enough to demand more from their government and for our future. This film challenges our notions of accountability and persistence in the face of crushing bureaucratic incompetence. The judges were so inspired by these characters and found themselves completely swept away by the current of hope created by this story. And that's why the winner for Best in Theme goes to Youth v. Gov, directed by Christy Cooper. And the director is here with us tonight. Welcome, Christy.
Thank you so much, Katie, and to all of the amazing judges and the folks who run Wild and Scenic. Wild and Scenic has always been one of my very favorite festivals, and I'm so sorry to all of you judges who weren't able to actually deliberate at the winery this year together. Yes, I also want to acknowledge and give Olivia, my producer, also a moment to speak when I'm finished, but absolutely honored to receive this award. As Katie mentioned, the kids in this film, they have been up against probably the strongest forces in the world, the US government and the fossil fuel industry. And they have given me hope to keep doing the work that I do as an activist, as a filmmaker, as a storyteller. And I think that they're making a wave in the climate justice movement through this constitutional climate change lawsuit. And it's so amazing to receive this recognition and to know that it's actually providing other people the hope that it has provided me as well. So thanks so much to all of you guys. I'm totally honored. Wish we could all be there together. And Olivia, please join.
Hi, thank you, everybody. This is such an honor. I have been wanting to participate in Wild and Scenic for many years in person, and I'm sorry we can't be there together tonight, but thank you so much to the jury and the festival for this award, and listening to all my fellow filmmakers here. It's like such an honor to be part of this with you and to be receiving this reward. And as Chrissy said, the young people in this film have given us so much hope and so much inspiration. And we're just really excited to share the film and to share the story with everyone. So thanks so much for having us.
So we're up to the best of fest, right? Well, amazingly enough, we were unanimous in our decision about what was the best film of the festival. And we all thought that it was totally irresistible. It's called Black Ice. And it's a film that features a group of young Black activists from East Memphis who have created to quote the film, a community center disguised as a climbing school. So a fan of the school invites them to venture to Montana to ice climb in the wild for the first time, at least for most part, it was the first time. And they decided to make a film about it. The result is this film, which is, for me, disguised as an adventure film, because what it's really about is community and compassion. And it's a warm, human, lively, topical, often very funny film that's just full of the joyous discovery of the out of doors. There's the kind of spontaneity and social awareness that I, for one, really love to see in a documentary film. And really, it inspires hope for the future, and hopefully the film will be seen by a huge number of people. So congratulations to the filmmakers, the directors, Zachary Barr and Peter Mortimer. I believe that they sent a word.
Congratulations to the filmmakers. Unfortunately, they did not get that tape to us as they thought they would. They were just unable to make it happen, but they are hugely appreciative of the honor. So with that, I think, Leave, we have one more big announcement. Isn't that right?
Yes, this is our last announcement of the night, and I'm so honored to announce the People's Choice Award tonight. Our theme for the festival this year was Currents of Hope, and I believe that this film beautifully represents that theme. This film takes us on a journey through deserts, coastlines, forests, mountains, and prairies to see how various indigenous communities are restoring their ancient relationships with the land. The 2022 winner of the People's Choice Award is Inhabitants, an indigenous perspective, directed by Costa, Bootsy Claris, and Anna Palmer. Sorry if I pronounced your last name incorrectly, Costa. And I believe they are here with us tonight, as well as Michael, the subject of the film. Michael, we have you.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that, guys. I was waiting for our directors to go ahead and speak first, but because I'm used to being speaking last, but that's good. I want to thank everybody for the Wildlife Scenic Film Festival for honoring this film. I'm just one of the 5 tribes that's represented from the Hopi Indian Reservation. The others are like the Native Hawaiians over there in Hawaii, the Blackfeet tribe, the Kurak tribe, the Menominee tribe, and the Hopi tribe, me. And so, I really appreciate everything you guys are doing. We've been living here, in what they call the United States now for well over 5,000 years. And so, we're expert dry farmers. We've been doing this forever. We're still raising our traditional varieties of corn, 17 varieties, and so many different varieties of beans and melons, with just only 6 to 10 inches of rainfall a year. So the biodiversity we have within our crop system is very unique here in the United States. And so this is all for the little kids that are behind me. That's a Hopi Head Start, set their kids up here, and they're all holding an ear of corn, because at Hopi, we believe that corn is our mother, and that is our life way. That is our connection. In fact, when a baby is only 2 weeks old, he's raised to the sun and giving his Hopi name and planted a small little piece of sweet corn in their mouth, so that they'll always remember where they're from and their direct connection to the land. Because at Hopi, we believe ourselves, that our culture, our belief system, and the land are one. And so, you know, I kind of feel like one of the other Hopi sayings is we are like corn. And so when I look out here in this room of people who are in the audience, because we're so biodiverse, we indeed are like corn. And so I really appreciate that. Everything that you guys are doing here for bringing the conservation up to the forefront, you know, in some of your films and things like that. It's very important. We all have a common goal, you know, and one way is that is a unification of that common goal. And I really appreciate that. But enough of me. I just want to pass it on to you're always welcome to come see my home too, because I always plan every springtime, but I always use the help. But anyways, so I'll give it over to Casa and Anna, who are producers of the film, and they'll go ahead and acknowledge some of the other the co-directors. I mean, not the co-directors, but the impact directors and the producer of the film. So thanks a lot. Take it away, Anna.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Thanks so much. Thanks, Wild and Scenic, for showcasing our film. It's incredibly exciting that we got the Audience Choice Award. The intention of this film is really to uplift Indigenous voices and spread their wisdom to a wider audience. And your festival really helped achieve that and do that by sharing it with so many people. So it's great that you were able to do that. And we're really happy that Michael could join us. The time that he shared with us really inspired us and changed our lives. And I'm really happy to call him a teacher and a friend. So we're looking forward to continued collaboration with Michael. And I'll pass it over to Costa.
Yeah, just to echo them, thank you guys so much for putting this film out there. And, I think if there's anything good that comes out of these virtual festivals, it's that accessibility is just really high for a lot of people. And so I think that's really exciting. I hope that's something we can kind of take away from these virtual years, which is like, more accessibility for more people and more films are getting out there faster. So yeah, thank you again, Wild and Scenic, for being so adaptable and making sure this kind of went on. And that's an amazing dog Michael's got there, by the way. Yeah, and thank you so much for the audience for taking interest and care and concern in these issues. And we've got a lot to do, and I hope we can all just figure out ways to be more collaborative as we're trying to do and keep learning. So thank you so much, everybody at Wild and Scenic.
Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you. And I'll turn it back over to Liv to wrap up.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Wow, what a great night. Congratulations to our award winner filmmakers. Your films have inspired us, and I'm sure they will make a difference in how we interact with the world. As we usually do, starting tonight and until next Sunday, January 30th, you will find 2 sessions with award-winning films, and you can also catch the other winners on demand on our platform. And thanks everyone for joining us tonight. We are so happy to see your faces here. Thank you for your support, and until 2023. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks,
Wonderful festival.
Thank you. Thanks, team.
To you. Thank you.